Good morning and welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we'll start off by starting with this. We can see a little bit of green in the market today, and we've come over short-term resistance. However, we're still in a very unpredictable area. We've got XRP up about 2.6% on the day to that 43-cent mark. We've got Bitcoin up 298 points or 300 points to 56,154. We'll take a look at the critical resistance areas and how we have a volatile swing to the top side and what conditions would have to be met and what price levels we'd have to push back, and some volume coming in to catapult the price up. Remember, we've got Mt. Gox continuing to sell this week, so we should not be surprised if there's some downward volatility after a nice little back test here, or if we have a little more volume coming in, maybe we could have a little more appreciation and XRP could trickle back up near that 45.07 cent mark. Bitcoin could work itself back up to 58,480 and some change, and we can see if we have a different result up at those resistance levels today than we had a couple days ago. XRP, the good news is it went back and double bottomed at the 20 well, it's an 80-month pattern consolidation, but the 2020 uptrend from March of 2020, we double bottomed on that uptrend right around 40.3 cent area. So we'll take a look at that and see how far we could push out of here, or what would be the overwhelming rejection now that would alert us to the fact that we would likely come back below 40 cents. That's what we'll look at. Make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube can recommend this update. By you hitting that like button, you allow YouTube to put my content through the YouTube news feed. That allows new viewers, old viewers, to find my content maybe for the first time or find their way back. And it helps us spread the word, as I think our community has a lot to offer. There's no fee to watch any of the content, so it's free of charge. So anybody and everybody can have the ability to get the info that's within each of these updates or lives just by simply tuning in. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 10:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, July 8th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So it's really the same thing we talk about every single Monday morning. Once the East and West Coast is up, are these little volatile swings a rally in the making? Or is this just the futures market came on? We had a little bit of volume stored up. The ETFs are back online. Maybe a little bit of positivity came into crypto to start the morning. But now, can these continue bullishly, or is this going to quickly reverse back down? That is what we have to find out this morning, and that's where we'll start. So XRP is at 43.4 cents. We're up 3.46% on the day, which is a nice start. It is a nice start. The problem is what I would have liked to have seen last night is we had an extreme sell-off. We had a nice little pull down, and it's pretty interesting what's happened here even this morning, because we came down. It looks like we could have a theoretical double bottom here, at least on the 403 level, which if you're new, we must show you the due diligence here. If you're new, and that speculation down is worst case scenario, so don't think that that's just happening. That's just a worst case scenario if it comes and resets the all-time pattern. So, or the all-time uptrend. So that top left is January of 2018. That's when we hit all-time highs. We came down where I circled here 27 months later, or 24 months, 27. No, 24 months later. No, 27 months later, we hit the swing low, which was just over 10 cents. Then we proceeded to bounce off support again here, hit resistance here in 2021, came back down to support, hit resistance again on the downtrend in 2024, hit support again on the uptrend twice here in 2024. So if we can hold this uptrend, this could be the start of a new rally. However, there's not a big volume portfolio. Like, we would have liked to have seen some kind of bounce back. We are seeing nothing. That's the biggest problem here. That's the biggest problem here. 4 hourly, at least in the last two candles, we were able to pull out some volume, 2.5 million in the first candle. But when I'm looking at this, I'm not exactly excited about this volume portfolio. Even on the breakouts, there's no massive volume coming in. It's almost as if it comes down to support. The trading bots are shut off. The sellers aren't put into the equation that are part of the bots. And it just kind of lets the buys build up. And then after it gets to a level, it very quickly comes down. Now, in the 45, I mean, in the recent hour or so, we can see how the volume trend has shifted. 43.8. We were up to about 44.3 cents this morning. And then the East and West Coast start waking up. And once they wake up, maybe some people got into a buying frenzy. We go from 44.3, and then we have a better than 5% drop off. And now in the last, we pulled it back up to where we at right now. 40. Yeah, this doesn't look great to me. This doesn't look great to me, unfortunately. It's up 2.77% on the day, but this doesn't look great to me. The first area we must watch here is that cup and handle. This area of the pattern support as well from this formation. We're below it again. Every time we break above, we continuously decide to push lower. In the 4 hourly, we better be careful here. We're very close to putting in a reversal candle. Better be very careful if you're trading today, long or short. Right now, we're very close. If it pushes back down below 42.1 in the next hour, and we find ourselves on a lower low than the previous candle and end up at like 418, 419, it's going to be a reversal candle. Now, the good news is at least we did it on the support structure, and that's right around 428, 427 on this. So we're still above it, but the volume is becoming a problem. If we look at it from this regard where we have the cup and handle, we're still speculating that maybe we do have to come back down, and maybe the true double bottom is on this falling channel. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if this falling channel started playing out, and let's just say it played all the way through down to here to like 29 or 26. If it played all the way down to here, that would bring us down to the 2017 up, or yeah, 2017 uptrend. That's right around 25.8, 26 cents. It doesn't need to come back down there. We could have a very volatile swing. Let's just say it comes back through. We do have an engulfing candle here. We still have, what is it right now? 10:53. So we still have a lot of time left on this candle. A lot of time on today's daily candle. That's 9 hours and 6 minutes. And it looks like, despite a quick shot up, we're starting to push back down in the lower regions. Obviously, in today's candle, we've ranged, well, not obviously, because some of you might not have seen it, so it's not obviously. But as we can see with the evidence in front of us, in the daily candle, we went from 403. The range was 403 to 443. So we have a 4-cent range. And right now, we're pushing back towards the support right now. If we lose 426, we'll call it 425. If we lose 425, we'll fall back below the cup and handle again. And that should lead us to the fact that we should touch this support. And maybe we do have to bottom at 37.6 cents. That's what I'm actually looking at. I'm looking at that area very closely, because with the volume portfolio, it'd be hard for me to believe, unless we have a massive surge of volume, that we can just push out of here. I want us to push out of here, believe me. I'm a long holder, but at the same time, I'm very, very, very transparent, and it's non-negotiable for me whether or not it's going bullish or bearish. If the charts tell me it's bearish, I'm bearish. If the charts tell me it's bullish, I'm bullish. Right now, the charts are speaking to the fact of a bull trap. That's part of the discussion we had all weekend, if anybody was a part of it. Although yesterday I felt the live, I had to end it in unsavory ways because I felt like there was just too much negativity in the comments. And I like the positivity over negativity. So I will find a way to shut it down so that some of the good ones aren't affected by some of the negative energy. So I shut it down after about 50 minutes. The day before we did an hour and a half. It was fantastic. And now today we're back in an update. Back this morning, slightly later than I normally come out, but I had a couple things to do this morning. Decided to shower, get myself ready, get in the right mindset. And now it's allowed everything to play out a little bit. And now we can see a very clear reversal candle in the 3 hourly. If this plays to the downside, we should be coming back to about 37.7 cents. So here's the bottom line here today. If we lose 426 here, we technically are going to open up the door for an 11.5% flash crash here again, or flash drop. That's personally what I am targeting. I'm personally thinking that's likely what's going to happen. And the reason why I'm thinking more than not that this could happen, not that I want it to, but that volume portfolio is absolutely 100% trash. And when you have rising price, crashing volume as we had during the weekend until the drop off on Saturday night into Sunday, rising price, crashing volume equals bearish reversal. Rising price, rising volume is the conditions for a bullish continuation. Unfortunately, our volume portfolio has been hot garbage. Even on this 30-minute pull-up, the volume just isn't there. That's why we had to come back and backtest and see if we can find a broader support. But look at the sell volume. The biggest buy candle we had, and these are always very key, the highest buy volume we had in any of these 30-minute segments from last night's push up to now, from 40.5 roughly to 44 and some change, the biggest portfolio and volume we had was 1.2 million. On just the second dump candle, we've already achieved more than that on this candle, which means there's very easily more sellers in the area. When there's more sellers in the area than buyers, it's a condition that could lead to a dump down to previous support. Well, we're yet to establish what the previous support is. We keep coming through this, so that is not an established support. Now, it could hold it and try to rally off it, but it's not established anymore. 37.6 could be an established support if we come back down. 30-minute has a ton of room to go to the downside. The 2 hourly has a lot of room to the downside if it continues to the downside. It's a very pivotal moment here for XRP this morning because we really, really, really need XRP to start bouncing off of that 42.6 cents and hold it without having to come back through. But we're just not able to do that as of late. Right now we're on the top side, but the moment we touched back up, coming towards that top end resistance near 45, we couldn't even get up there, and we instantly came back down once we hit 44.4 area. So right now it leaves me in the position where I want to be bullish. I would love to come on here and be the voice of positivity in the bullish sense, but I'll be the voice of positivity in the sense that we get a realistic expectation, and what we're seeing in front of us is not facade. I'm not trying to get views. In fact, this will probably cost me viewers, and I'll have unsubscribers today just because I'm talking about the bearish possibility. And a lot of people always say I'm too negative, but it's not about being negative. I'm being honest. We're being on point, and we're not letting our emotions dictate the fact that we want XRP to blow up into oblivion, but right now we're not seeing the volume portfolio. However, if we're over 42.6 cents in that cup and handle, at any time we can get hot again to 45.07, and if you see us breach that 45.07 cent resistance, now we're back in the ball game. Now we could come back up to 48.8, maybe back up to that 50.5, 51 cent very big resistance area. So that's what we can look forward to. So I think that's a great breakdown of XRP. And before I get into Bitcoin, let's go over how you can trade XRP in the USA or worldwide. In the video description below and our pinned comments, my most trusted platform I use is BITUNIX. Because of the low spot and leverage trading fees, it's simply, for me, the best bargain, and I have the most faith in it with transparency. They also have many more cryptos besides XRP. You can spot and leverage trade, and it's in the USA and worldwide. You don't need a VPN or KYC, so take advantage of that. If you're looking to copy trade me, look in the video description below. It's on HOTCOIN. You click on that link, you follow me, and then you go to search and copy trade and type in XRP Future MIL, and you can follow me on HOTCOIN. At some point this month, there's going to be copy trading to BITUNIX. They're bringing it to the exchange for USA users and worldwide. I just don't know if it's going to be as transparent as HOTCOIN because I can add to a trade. Right now, if you're following me, we're up about 20 bucks on our $100 journey. We have a $100 challenge. Well, I guess you could call it 150 because sometimes we do put in over the top if the asset comes down. But we had a couple good trades yesterday, a 23% trade and about a 4.7% trade. So it was a good day, in that regard. So if you're interested in that, take a look in the video description below. And there's no VPN or KYC on that exchange either. And they have the XRP Bitcoin pairing on HOTCOIN. They have IOTA, IOTA X. So there's a lot of different ecosystems that are available. Bitcoin right now is up 326 points or 0.58% to 56,184. No reading this morning. We'll get into the reading during the live tonight. I just wanted to do a nice transparent technical analysis, as I am very painfully aware that Bitcoin was getting rejected this morning at a very critical level. And I'm going to continue to say this. The fact that Bitcoin cannot get over the pennant flag at 58,166 is a problem. If it starts to get rejected at this pivot layer at 57,229, that is a huge problem. And the reason for that is a pivot point. Every time we're below that level, we have volatile swings down. Every time we're above that level, we have volatile swings to the upside. Right now, we got rejected in the 2-hourly at 57,229. We've come all the way back down, and now it's starting to make a little bit of a rebound. We were down to 55,980 or 960. Now we're at 56,280, so about 1,000 points down from where we want to be right now. Now, is that a hammer candle formed, or is this a bearish continuation to the downside? We don't know yet, and it's going to take a few more candles to help us at least get the evidence to back up what we're thinking. Because in the 30-minute, there's a very real chance that we could put a small reversal, but at the same time, with that lack of volume, we're going to have to see something incredible come in here, because that sell volume was increasing. That doesn't look like the conditions for just a all of a sudden volatile breakout. This looks like we're retesting, getting rid of some of the sellers that continuously come in, and then once the bots turn back on for sell, it'll probably come back down for Bitcoin to 52,700 range. That's what I'm targeting for Bitcoin. A rejection at 57,229, especially, I'd be targeting 52,700 area. So a rejection at 57,220, you're talking about a 4,500 point drop, and that would be a technical breakdown of about 8% for Bitcoin. And I think that's what would open up the conditions. If that were to happen, if XRP does make that volatile swing down of 11%, to double tap that, I don't want to say the overall uptrend, but to double tap that falling channel on the recent pattern. And if it does that, it would have a lower double bottom. It would be considered a W Gartley reversal. And those are bullish continuations off of a falling channel, off of a W reversal, especially when the second side hits lower than the first. It shows signs of strength from the bulls, taking it back from the bears. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I know it's very dicey this morning, but there's not much more to say besides the areas I've been talking about. I've been trying to hammer home this point the entire 20-minute update that this will end up being, as we're coming down to the very nitty gritty end of this live, or this update, I should say. So please make sure to hit that like button. If you appreciate my work, consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the over 22,200 subscribers. We'll see if it comes back below that number, because this has been more of a bearish, not a forecast, but more of a bearish overtone just because of the levels we're at, but also showing the opportunity if we came back past the resistance level, so we at least know the area is up or down, left or right, bullish or bearish, we're on the same page. What you're going to need to do is exhibit that positivity over negativity this morning. There's going to be a lot of volatility, and there's going to be a lot of mind games. Remember, with Ethereum, 2,997 is that resistance point. We sold out at 2,988 yesterday before that dropped down, and then it came all the way back up here, but we would have been liquidated had we have stayed in. And now we can see it got hammered again at that resistance, and now it's come back down a little bit. So if you're looking at Ethereum and you're in Ethereum, 2,997 has to give way for us to continue a bullish push. Bitcoin to continue a bullish push, we have to break 58,480 ultimately. We have over the top resistance right now at 57,280 and right around 58,000. So 57,280 or 57,180, and then we've got 58,218 over the top for Bitcoin. And then for XRP, we need to get back over 45.5 48.07 cents ultimately to flip this from bearish to bullish. And we would have to get over the cup and handle resistance. Otherwise, we're coming back down to that trend line again. But we need to hold that 42.5 cents. Otherwise, this very well could come all the way back down. You would have 40.4 cents in between, but ultimately we'd be targeting around that 37.2 cents. Have a blessed morning, everybody, and don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, on this Monday morning. And if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments.